Hello and welcome. My name is Amir, and I'll be walking you through a series of myofascial stretches. These stretches are very precise and very detailed to get the form right. So practice on yourself. When you have a good mastery of them, you can practice on a colleague, a mentor, a loved one, and then expand into teaching your students. We, all. That progression is very important. These myofascial stretches can be done intra-session, meaning between sets. They can be done when you activate a pain protocol, and they could also be done by the student at night before bed. Anytime I see a stretch done on the workout floor, it needs to match the techniques that I showed here. There are 5 principles that you're going to see in these stretches. I'm going to cover those now, and then we can get right into the stretches. Principle number 1, axial extension. So axial skeleton refers to the spinal column, the rib cage, and the cranium. So we're moving the crown of our head towards the sky without tilting our head up or down. So we're making a nice long spine. So number 1 is axial extension. Number 2 is eye position. So your eyes, while maintaining axial extension, your eyes are looking down towards your feet. Why are we doing that? The sclera, which is one of the tissues that covers most of the eye, is an outgrowth of the dura mater. And the dura mater is one of the thick layers that protects the brain. So not only are we respecting the organization of the tissues of the lower half, they're connected to the upper half, but we're also connecting the tissues that we can't see, like the dura mater. So the eye coming down creates tension in the dura mater of the brain. Principle number 3 is the L-DOA posture, commonly known as the L-DOA posture. So if it's horizontal, it's scapular protraction, external rotation of the arm, elbow extension, not hyperextension. So if your student has hypermobile elbows, you got to watch for that. And then wrist extension. If it's vertical, it's scapular elevation, elbow extension, external rotation, and wrist extension. Now, when you're doing it horizontally, it's common for the person to want to twist at the torso. So we're keeping those shoulders square and creating independent scapular protraction. Principle number 1, axial extension. Principle number 2, eye position. Principle number 3 is using the L-DOA posture either laterally, vertically, or horizontally. Principle number 4 is clicking save. You're working on a Word document, the computer crashes, or you close it without thinking, you don't hit save, and you lose all of your work. Similar thing happens here. So by doing CARs after your stretch, you're clicking save on the work that you just made. And what you'll find is that the CARs actually get smoother and better. Let me be very clear. You did not expand their workspace. You didn't go from a 1-lane highway to a 2-lane highway to a 3-lane highway. You decongested the workspace that they currently have. An example: there's a 1-lane highway. There's an auto accident. A lot of congestion, miles of cars lined up. No one's moving, or they're moving very slow, and you're getting agitated drivers. You come in with a tow truck, you clear the debris, you get cars moving faster and smoother. It's still not a 4-lane highway, but it is much smoother than the traffic jam. It's up to the mobility team to expand their workspace from a 1-lane highway to a 2-lane highway to an autobahn. And principle number 5 is all is in link. So the stretches incorporate the lower half and the upper half, like we mentioned, the L-DOA posture. It also accesses the cerebral spinal fluid, like we mentioned with the eye. So not only are we creating slide and glide of the tissues next to their neighbors to the left and to the right, and to the north and to the south, but it's also creating glide and slide to the tissues deep, like the internal organs and the viscera. So the diaphragm, the small intestine, the large intestine, the kidneys, the liver, all of these visceral organs share fascial connections with the tissues that you can see on the outside. And if they're moving better, if they're losing weight, they're getting stronger, it's also going to affect their psyche, their spirit. All is in link. So number 1, axial extension. Number 2, eye position. Number 3, L-DOA posture. Number 4, hit CARs, click save after your work. And number 5, all is in link.